channel, Swirl Through the World here. If you like our content, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on those notifications so you know when our next video comes out. So we started an Instagram page and we started getting a lot of questions in our DMs about how we met, who we are, what our backgrounds are. So, here we are.
People are nosy, so hey, we'll give you some of the information, but not all of it.
Tidbits. You're not going to be all in our life. You get a little factoids.
Not all in our business.
So we met on an airplane. Should we elaborate on that a little bit?
The airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an intro video, so we'll just start about how we met, and that'll be the basic, and then we'll get into other topics in future videos. That there's some super interesting conversations that we have organically because I'm white and she's not, and so it's there's a lot, especially with what's going on in the world, and we also come from different religions and different ways of growing up and growing up in different countries, and so we have very diverse backgrounds, and it just has a lot of juicy topics in there that sometimes they're comfortable, sometimes they're uncomfortable, but we do bridge all of those conversations. So we think it's a positive thing to bring that out in the world and share that with other people and people that can identify, and maybe people that can identify can then learn something from it. So that's kind of the gist of why we're doing this. And we want to have a good time.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. But yeah, so we could go to the story how we met. She's a little delusional about how things really went down.
And
she's already trying to correct it. So I was an international traveler. Anyhow, I was flying from Greece. I was landing in JFK, and my next connecting flight to Seattle was the next day. So I had to spend the night in Terminal 7 before it was completed. So it's kind of a shithole, and I had to spend the night there. And so, as you can imagine, I got off a plane, spent the night in the airport. I was in no mood or interest or mindset of picking up or in meeting, a potential prospect. So I got to the terminal for my next flight. It was full, by the way. There was like not a lot of seats.
Fun fact: the terminal was not full.
You see, there was a lot of people in there, and yeah. So I went and I sat down in an empty chair, in one of the few available empty chairs in that specific terminal, waiting to get on
There were
flight.
a plethora of empty chairs.
It happened to be that
you.
it was next to this young lady, and I was just minding my business, sat down, and I got on the plane when it was time to get on the plane, and
oh, you did? When it was time to get on, or when you felt like getting on?
Yeah. So you'll get her story in just a second. I get on the plane, I crack open my laptop, I'm working, I got some work to do, and I just kind of want to shut down, go to sleep, and I see her coming down the aisle. There's a seat empty next to me, and she's got this big smile on her face, and I'm like, okay, well, if she's smiling at me like that, like it's almost disrespectful not to initiate a conversation. What I didn't know was that she was smiling at the same time, trying to strategically like put her headphones in her ears so she could not even start a conversation. But I mean, that was an invite, so I had to jump on it and kind of went from there. But that is how it really went down. If you guys want to fact check, but we do live in New York City. Our windows are open, so you're gonna hear some background noise. Anyhow,
that's not how it went. So I show up to the airport. The terminal is empty. Lots of seats. This guy almost sits on top of me.
It was next to you, not on top of you.
Almost on top of me. As I'm watching my show, I'm pretty sure I texted a couple people like, this fool. So yeah, as he sits down on top of me, I see his ticket, and I'm like, well, what do you know? He's gonna be my seat buddy. He's sitting right next to me. Great.
See, isn't that kind of rude, like to snoop on other people's tickets? Like, it's none of your business. It's
none of my business, but if your ticket is in my lap, what am I supposed to do? Let us know in the comments. What do you think you're supposed to do?
What's that show that you're watching?
Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
Great. Riveting. I was in it until this fool came along. So then, okay, we're same row, seats next to each other. Why, when our boarding group is called, nowhere to be found? Because he already got on, because that's privilege right there. We're going to get into that later.
We will get to that later, but at the time, there's no line. People are boarding the plane, but there's like a lull in the line.
Question for you guys out there. Does no line equal I get to do what I want, or that I still have to wait?
I mean, to me,
Does
it equal do what I want.
No, not to you, not to you, to y'all.
Yeah, okay.
Does
well, you can let us
no
know
line
you guys can let us know in the
equal
comments.
I do whatever the F I want. Is that what that means? Let me know. So then I get on and I'm like trying to get my headphones in because I was tired. It was early. I was over it. And I just smile. It's just my natural state, I guess. And
wait. She knows her smile is her money shot. So natural state, my ass, it's her money shot.
Natural state. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But so I get to the seat and he goes, "Weren't you sitting next to me out in the terminal?" I was sitting next to him.
It was a good.
Even though he came up and sat next to me, I was sitting next to him.
It was a good way to segue into a conversation, and you were obviously asking for a conversation, so I was obliging to what you wanted. You shouldn't send mixed messages. You should be
I was not asking for conversation. I was asking to get into my seat.
You don't want to talk? You want the headphones in, or you want to smile and you want to chat? Like, which one do you want?
It was just going to be a passing smile, like, okay.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Also, you're pretty awkward when it comes to meeting someone new. So you're welcome that I had at least something to initiate the conversation.
No.
Yeah, okay.
No. So we get in there, and obviously there are 3 seats in a row. So there's a guy by the window, I'm in the middle seat, and he's in the aisle. And we obviously start the flight as strangers.
Yeah, the guy in the window seat fell asleep pretty much as soon as he got to the seat. And by the end of the flight, we were like on top of each other. So
he was definitely
confused.
I
mean, she really made an impression on me, and she had me somewhat. Let's just say I had no game. I was very
schoolboyish, if you would.
Shy. I mean, I was never the best at the game, but I had a little bit of it, and it just kind of. Anyhow, we were basically on top of each other, and the guy woke up like, what the fuck happened here? Like, yeah, it was a funny moment. But yeah, we spent we got stuck in a time rack, right, for like 45 minutes. I don't have an indoor voice, so I was, excitedly talking to her the more I was getting to know her, and she likes to follow the rules. And my voice was loud, and we had this European couple in back of us who got really annoyed at my voice and instead decided to shush her, not me, which is like...
leaned through the seat and was like, can you be quiet? I said, I'm not talking. Clearly, I was the active listener, not talking, but this fool wanted to let me know, and I was like, we're not going to do.
Yeah, well, that was, anyhow, that was a moment early on.
Yes. I think you got the gist from jump, what it was about to be.
But we watched one pretty funny movie, and then she had some horrible movie choices. I let her watch one of them. I mean, I wasn't really watching, it was pretty bad. I let her know, though,
Planet of the Apes was a bad movie choice,
which turns out that she really was
on point with the movie choice.
No, she was really, turned on, or... Yeah, so she was really, like, attracted to the idea that this guy here who has, like, no problem telling her, like, your movie choice sucks. Like,
attracted?
Maybe I was too tired
Intrigued.
to, like... Intrigued. That's the word, intrigued. I mean, you were turned on, too, but... Yeah.
Intrigued.
Yeah, so when I got off the plane, like, there was something, like, that happened on an intuitive level that's never happened to me before. I have a tendency of... Let's not get into that. Anyhow, let's just leave it at... There was something, like... intuitive that happened. It wasn't necessarily infatuation. Like when you meet someone new, you get infatuated, you get like excited, there's adrenaline. Like it was more like this calm intuitive, like there's something going on here and I don't understand it. So when we got off the plane, I told her I'm coming back to LA in a week and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna see what this is about. And
I didn't believe that.
Whatever.
I was like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. Like I went to Seattle. Actually, what's funny is I got at the airport. I messaged my brother. I was like, I met the girl of my dreams. I told you that, and he also had no game because you weren't patient about my response, text messages.
Who's about game? Okay, sidebar. I had not dated anybody, never been in a relationship, so I was just like, okay.
I mean, you've had a few boys in your life, but
yeah, but it's not like. A boyfriend, no relationship, so I'm like, okay, like, are you gonna answer or not? This fool was not answering, clearly texting his brother about me, but leaving me on red for like 8 hours.
I was never in LA. I had to meet someone a friend of mine who I was staying with, and I had to figure out how to get there. I had things going on, so like, you know, I mean, I just met you, damn. Why are you so hungry?
Thirsty.
No, I call it hungry. Sidebar, she loves to eat. Like, I have no idea where she puts all that food. Oh, she's been dancing for 30 years, so.
There is that.
So I'm in Seattle. I went to Seattle for my cousin's wedding, and I was trying to figure out like what the hell we're gonna do when I get back to LA. And I'm trying to find an Airbnb, and like I'm like, okay, we're gonna spend like 3-4 days together. Kind of intense, but like whatever. This whole thing is kind of intense. So we're gonna spend 3-4. Her ass suggests, oh, we just pop up somewhere and go watch a movie and eat some food.
I like
I'm
movies.
Like, I'm not flying back to. I'm not like, because I had to ditch my flight back to New York. I had to just throw it out, and I had to buy a new flight back to LA, and then from LA back to New York, right? So I'm like, I'm not doing all that to just pop up in LA somewhere, like not like I live around the corner and go watch a damn movie. Like, how am I gonna get to know you in a movie? Like, it's ridiculous.
Has nobody ever heard of dinner and a movie?
But hang on.
Talk about the movie and life.
Before that, I was trying to plan it. I was like, okay, this back and forth messaging is not working, so let me call you and let's just figure out what we're gonna do. And she starts ignoring my calls.
My phone died.
Because that was her excuse. Because she's like all nervous, doesn't want to talk on the phone, doesn't know what to say. I'm just trying to figure out the
Full
plan.
disclaimer, I do not like talking on the phone. Like, it's awkward for me. Even my best friends, I will call and be like, da-da-da, this is what I need to tell you, and we'll hang up, and it's cool. This person was trying to have a long
I wasn't trying to have a long conversation. I was literally trying to just figure out what the hell we're doing and we can step it up a little bit.
Could have been figured out through text, as far as I'm concerned. But
so,
my phone was actually dead, so that's a moot point.
Thanks to me and my abilities, it all worked out. I found this. I thought it was a really cute Airbnb. It was a little rustic, but not too bad. It was cute. It was like this little cabin in Topanga Canyon, and it had a hammock outside, and I thought it was real cute. And
Black people of the world, let me tell you this: the way this cabin looked, I said, and this is the killer.
Well, you know, I mean, that's fair, but I wasn't quite thinking of it in those terms.
Yeah, you're not black.
Yeah, a little more awareness now, but yeah. So I went to the airport. I had I totally got sold into an upgrade on the rental. Got myself. I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. I got myself a little like Mercedes convertible, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go pick her up, and I tried to call her on the way there because I was stuck in traffic, and she was so awkward on the phone. I'm like, what the fuck? And so
I was around.
It was super hot out, so I had to top up the whole time. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna like be cute and like put the top down and pick her up. And she just had to blow it. Done.
Y'all know what's up. Blowout, top down.
I know a lot more about hair now than I did then.
Let me tell you, the weather and the hair, when that girl kicked up.
Yeah, but she didn't ask me to put the top up because she just had to blow out. She just came out for the ride.
I tried to find whatever bobby pins were in the bottom of my purse. Scarce. Let me tell you, scarce.
Didn't help. But that short dress really balanced it out, so.
Wow. It wasn't that short.
So I drove from the airport to just hang out with her, and she's like, did you check in yet? I'm like, I didn't have time to drive there and check in. And she likes to check in on check-in time. I'm like, whatever, I'll figure it out. And
it's not a hotel, it's an Airbnb. The person can meet you at a specified time.
You just message them, it's not a big deal. See? So this was her excuse to change her mind about not staying the first night and come over the first night. Because then she's like, no, we gotta take care of it now. So we drove all the way out there.
It was not an excuse because you know what I was thinking really is, you're not about to stay at my house. So we need to make sure you have your own place.
I wasn't even asking.
No, he wasn't, but I was thinking that in my own head. So I was like, let me rectify the situation.
I was honestly, I was really enjoying my time with her, and I just wanted to see her. I had no patience, and I didn't care. I was gonna figure it out. I didn't have to work the next day, so I was like, I figured out the Airbnb. If I can't get in, I sleep in the car till I can't get in the morning, and then I'll just shower and take a nap, whatever. I just didn't care. But anyhow, so that's we spent 3 days together. She did bring some weapons to protect herself.
I did.
In case I was a killer.
Shout out Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle. What was it?
Brass knuckles?
Yeah, brass knuckles.
Which were later confiscated.
Well, we'll get there. Yeah, so we spent like the 3 days together. It was pretty amazing. Like we just hung out a lot. We went to the beach. We drove around a little bit. We didn't do anything crazy, but it was
the
really
vibe
cool.
was just there.
Yeah, it was just chill.
It was so natural. It was like
we
we
used to eat a lot of baguette, and we always used to get M&Ms and Reese's.
Yes,
and baguette and cheeses, and we just hang out and eat
life.
baguette and cheese, and yeah, it was cool. And so when it was time for me to fly back to New York, here's another fun fact about Krystina is that she's kind of a robot. She's better now. Actually, now she's almost too good with emotions. But she's like a robot. So she has no idea how to process emotions, how to talk about emotions, how to deal with a situation around
very
emotions.
fact-based.
So she had like this look on her face, like the day before I was leaving, and it's just like really sad look, and she just wouldn't talk. She was trying to act like everything was normal, but clearly she was not in the right headspace. So
usually people can't tell that I'm having a feeling.
You couldn't hide it. You're welcome. So anyhow, we ended up talking about it, and I was like, why don't you just come back to New York with me? So we found a ticket. There was like 3 seats left on the flight, and we found one of the seats was actually next to mine that I already had, and we she booked a flight back to New York. You're supposed to spend like a week or two, but you spent 5 days because of a damn audition. Career over men, right? Take care of myself.
The career came first, y'all. You know what it is.
I respect it. That's a whole nother topic. Actually, we could talk about in one of our series, which is like, when you're with someone that's in the performing arts, like how do you balance your relationship and the performing arts and their career, and how do you put yourself on the back burner to give them the opportunity to do what they need to do? Like that was actually a struggle for me, which she handled gracefully. One of the things she did handle gracefully.
I handle everything gracefully. Let me tell you, y'all, I am the glue.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I went back to New York. We hung out. We didn't really go out that much. We just like chilled. We talked movies, more baguette and cheese.
I was still upstate at the time. I went to take her to see this beautiful sunset, which
that was on my bucket list.
Because I read like a bucket list. She showed me her bucket list.
Like day 2.
Things kind of move, pretty quickly, I guess. For you, it's just kind of fit.
It was organic. Nothing was forced. It was just how it naturally happened. Like,
I mean, your friends were concerned.
Yes.
You were never in a relationship. Then this white dude shows up.
And suddenly it's just like
European, American, weirdo white dude full of tattoos shows up in your life, and you're like, yay! So her friends were legitimately concerned about what the hell she was doing, which is a fair point. Like I can't.
Very fair, but I am also so even keeled, so obviously I wouldn't be making any rash decisions.
Except when it comes to me.
Obnoxious.
Yeah.
So I do like suss things out, but I had a lot of anxiety about it because I'm like, okay, I'm not used to having these intense emotions. I'm used to making decisions based off of facts and what I know, and this was very different than that.
Yeah.
And everybody knew.
You're welcome. So long story short, that's basically how we met. I think we covered most of the little moments,
details, nuances
that happened within that time frame. I mean, the big thing was like on my flight. Actually, it's funny because on my flight from, I asked myself a question not that long ago before I met her, which was like, why do I date people that I know I really don't want to be with, and why do I stay with them? It's just something I've done in the past, and that's like I really questioned myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm just like done like with relationships. Like I'm not knocking somebody that has them. It's not for me. I don't want to go down that road. And so but I did write down like a list. If I were to find someone, like what were the qualities I would look for, and I wrote down the things, and I pulled it up a few months later, and it's pretty much her. Which is funny. But at the time we met, I was like, I'm not into relationships, so let's just hang out for 6 months and see where we're at.
I did throw
that line into her. Like in retrospect, I knew
immediately
the clarity was there, but at the same time, like
he was still fighting it.
I didn't want to lose my front,
But I just knew, even though he was saying, I mean, this isn't like really. I'm not trying to be in a relationship.
In a few months.
Yeah, I was like,
you can hang out in New York for a few months. That's cool.
We're flying back and forth to see each other like in a matter of one day.
Dude, I got so many Alaska miles because I flew Alaska for a little. It was like crazy back and forth. Because after New York, she went back to LA. Then I flew back to LA, and then she flew back with all the stuff to New York.
Yeah, this is all in the matter of a month, right? Because we met the end of July, July 25th. Shout out.
She's trying to make it short. It was really like 6 weeks.
I was back in New York in like August.
We did meet July 25th.
I was back there in August because then I went on tour in September.
That's true. Yeah.
Check your facts, sweetie. I'm good on the facts, so.
Yeah.
But
she's highly intelligent and has an excellent memory, and
which is annoying to
doesn't let
him.
anything go. So I can't like pull a fast one on her. I can't steamroll her. I can't gaslight her. I mean, trust me, I try.
He tries. He tries.
It doesn't always play out the way.
It doesn't always.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
Never. Don't do it.
So, anyhow, so we've been together coming up on 3 years.
Oh gosh.
We were supposed to get married last year. COVID hit. We're supposed to get married this year. COVID is still around. We're getting married next year. St. Lucia wedding. We're super excited about that. And coming up on 3 years, and a lot has happened in our lives. A lot of fundamental shifts that happen with relationships that have been a part of our lives, narratives that we've held on to, let go of, thought processes on my side, like a lot of like implicit bias that I've had that I've been able to uncover in conversations and looking at also some of our traditions that we grew up with religion wise, and
a lot of depth,
like this
growth.
Yeah, it's been it's been a challenging number of years, but it's been very like incremental like awareness to like a higher place, and I think there's a lot that we can share with you guys on our new channel.
Yeah. Our experiences, our life. So
hopefully we're gonna travel more this year. So we'll start having more content around our travel experiences, because that's the thing, we love to travel. I grew up in Europe and then New York, and then I've traveled my whole life. And she's a professional performer.
Dancing everywhere. My dad was in the military, so travel's
a big one for us. And we're going to hopefully be doing a lot more of that this year.
Yeah. So just follow along with us. If you guys have any more questions about how we met, I think we pretty much covered anything and everything that there could be. But if you have more questions,
have any questions or you want corrections, I'm more than willing and happy to jump in the comments and give you the actual facts. If she's the one responding, just take it with a 50-50 shot. But yeah, drop any questions, comments, feedback in the comments.
We'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.